YouTube, what's going on, man? It's your boy, Mr. Rock Barber, and we got a transformation right here. This man has been a loyal client of mine for about 3 years now, going on 3 years. And as you can see, he got his locks. In person, his locks are actually very healthy and same size, and you don't find too many people with locks that are like that. So right here, I'm telling him, he wanted to go for a mini faux look. He almost cut his finger, so I had to move his hand down so we could. Anytime I'm doing a transformation, like people cutting their locks off, I let them cut the first one off just to see if they're serious or not. And of course, he's serious. And the reason why he's serious is because he's going into the Air Force. So congratulations to my guy. And I pray nothing but success on his endeavors, coming from somebody that was in the Navy for a year. So right here, I'm cutting all his locks off slowly, and I'm doing it one by one. Some barbers, you will see them, pick up multiple locks and cut them off like that. But me, personally, I do mine one by one because I want to see where the new growth stops at. I want to see where the lock is not locked at. So yeah, enjoy this. And in the video, you will see me send the locks down. That's because he wanted to keep his locks. I asked any client of mine, or any client that wants a transformation, anybody, if they're cutting a lot of hair off and they want to keep it, I put it in the Ziploc bag. I sit the hair to the side, and at the end, I put it in the Ziploc bag and hand it to him. So he's going to keep these just in case he wants to reattach them in the near future. But if not, he can sell them or do whatever he wants to do with them. But I personally ask my clients, do they want to keep them or do they want me to throw them in the trash? And he wanted to keep them, so I was sitting to the side of my station just so I could put them in a Ziploc bag at the end. So that's why you see me reaching over to the side like that. Alright, so y'all, right here, I did shampoo and condition his hair. I gave him 2 shampoos and one conditioner wash. So I'm just going in and picking the hair out. I did blow dry it just to make sure the hair was dry. I'm shaping it up because he did want to keep his hair on the top. He did want to keep his hair on the top, so I'm shaping it up. So I'm just, forming it. Before I start anything, any fading, I like to get my shape in first, just so I can see what I'm working with, so I can picture it. And just to let you know, to any image consultant or barber out there, whatever you want to call yourself, it does not have to be perfect because, well, this one in particular does not have to be perfect because he's going into the military and they're going to cut him bald anyway. So I was not trying to get the afro super perfect while I was trimming off the loose ends and, the uneven parts. I was not trying to get it perfect, but I was trying to give it that illusion that it was perfect. But I was not trying to make it look like it was, like microphone perfect. So right here, you're gonna see me put my bald guideline in first with my trimmers. I do do that because it makes everything look neat and sharp. When you do it a harsh guideline, I always put harsh guidelines in simply because everything of mine is zero gap, from my trimmers to my clippers. Everything is zero gap. Because I like to make everything look neat, and so therefore, in my eyes, my opinion, putting a harsh guideline in like this makes it neater. And then I came in with my one guard closed, and I just basically debulked this area that I'm fading. He is getting a low temp fade, so he's keeping it C cup. So I just came in and I debulked with my one guard closed right now. And then after that, you're gonna see me come in with my clipper open. You're gonna see me come in with my clipper open and make my first panel. So this here is my clipper open. Then you're gonna see me close my clipper halfway. That's what you just see me do with the lever on the side. I closed it halfway just to soften up that harsh guideline that I put in, and now I have it fully closed so I can take the guideline all the way out. Remember that I said that everything of mine is zero gap, so my clippers right here that I have in my hand is gonna take that harsh guideline out. Next, I start my down fading method, and what that is after I do my open guideline with no guard on, I come in with my 1.5 guard on, fully closed. Because for those that don't know, a 1.5 guard fully closed is a 1 guard open. Once again, a 1.5 guard closed is a 1 guard open. So I have my 1.5 guard on, and I'm hitting that line right at the bottom. I'm hitting that line right at the bottom. And I like to go over things multiple times just to ensure that it's at the length that it's supposed to be at, that it needs to be at. And right here I came back in with my clipper fully closed just to put some more shaping and forming into it so everything will flow together. Next, I got my one guard on fully open, and this is, like I said, this is my down fading method. So after my 1.5 guard closed, I come in with my one guard open, and I'm hitting that same line. I'm not taking anything higher. I'm not taking anything, I'm not doing too much. I'm just hitting that same line, and then I'm gonna come in fully closed and hit that same line again. And all that is doing is softening up that line, so when I come in with my half guard, it's gonna completely take out that line. Now I have my half guard on fully closed. Normally I do halfway first and then I go fully closed. Well, I think I just went fully closed right there. But yeah, normally I do halfway first with my half guard on, then fully closed. So halfway it softens up the line even more, and then fully closed take the line completely out. And for those that don't know, your half guard can be used for detailing as well. So you don't just have to use your half guard to take lines out. You can use it to get dark areas, dark spots, make everything blend in together. As you can see, that side is done. Now I did not record the other side because it's the same steps. The back is the same steps too. But most people struggle with doing a taper in the back of somebody's head, especially if they have an afro. So that's why I recorded this part right here. So just pay attention. And what I did to one side, I do to the other side, and I also do to the back. So as you can see, I'm putting in my bald guideline, right? Then I come in and I clear all that hair out, because I don't want that just sit right there, because sometimes hair can make your client itchy. So you want to keep your client as clean and as neat as possible. Keep hair off them as often as possible. After I get finished doing each step, I try my best to blow dry the hair off them so they won't be itching. But as you can see, I have my clipper open, put in my first panel. And I'm gonna do the same exact thing. I'm gonna soften that line up halfway, and then I'm gonna come in completely closed to take that line out. So now I have my 1.5 guard on, and like I said, I'm hitting that bottom line. My 1.5 guard is on, and the clipper is closed. The clipper is closed. And you always want to make sure that you keep a brush or a comb in your hand, just so you can brush the hair back down in the way that it grows, the way that it flows, so you can see everything. You always want to make sure that you keep everything neat when it comes to being a barber or an image consultant. Like I said, whatever you want to call yourself. Personally, I call myself an image consultant, not a barber. I'm just going back in, shaping up the hair some more, just so, like I said, everything can flow together. Everything can look nice and neat and clean and in one piece. Now I have my 1 guard on, but the clipper is fully open. As you can see, the lever is down, which means that the clipper is fully open. And then I'm going to close the clipper all the way up. So when you close the clipper, the lever is all the way up. So now, as you can see, the clipper is closed, and I'm brushing and fading, brushing and fading, brushing and fading, so I can see, the line, the other line that I need to take out. Then I come in with my half guard halfway closed, softening up that line, that last guideline to take out. And then I'm going to make sure that the lever is fully closed so I can take the line completely out. Alright, so here's where I start my lineup prep. So the front line I knocked down with a 1.5 guard on, and the clipper is fully closed. But behind the ears, I did a 1 guard, closed, I want to say, behind the ears. And right here I'm spraying my got to be glued on, just so I can lock the hair in place. And when you're spraying holding spray, you always want to lock the hair in place with cold air, not hot air, but cold air, because anytime you put something in the freezer, you're freezing it. So you want to freeze this hairline, you want to freeze the hair so that they stay locked in and stay in place, so you can get the cleanest hairline possible. Because if you do hot air, it'll still look clean, but it'll kind of make the holding spray kind of sticky. But as you can see, my trimmers are hitting. The blade that's on my rose gold trimmers right now is the blade that come on the Snap FX. So I had the Snap FX trimmers, but they were running too hot because the motor is too powerful. The motor is completely too powerful in those trimmers. But I took the blade off the Snap FX and I put them on my regular rose gold trimmers. And as you can see, look at that line. Look at that neckline. Look at that shape behind the ear. And guess what? What I do to one side, I do to the other. So the same thing that I did on the other neckline, on the other side of his neck, I'm doing the same thing on this side. And when it comes to the front line, for me personally, anytime anyone is keeping their C cups, I like to start my line off with the C cups. So as you can see, I'm lining up the C cup first. I'm lining up the C cup on this side first, and then I'm lining up the C cup on the other side first, and then I do my vertical. No. C cup, vertical bars, and front line. That's how I do mine. C cups, vertical bars, front line. If they don't get C cups, I do my vertical bars, then my front line. Because to me personally, I can just see everything better. I picture everything better. And now I'm getting ready to do the front line. So I'm not going to be talking as much right here. Just watch me work. And as you can see, this is natural. This is hidden naturally. So I cut like that for real. But the final result, oh my god. YouTube, this is the cut. Low temp fade, curls on top, enhanced, clean, crispy.